Now then, people, it's Joe, it's all Leeds TV, and it is time for some more Premier League content, right? Exciting times for Leeds United fans. We're able to bring you Premier League content, and of course, Premier League content contributors with Chris Paget from the RedmenTV. How are you, mate? All right?
I'm good, mate. I'm looking forward to this game, man. I'm looking forward to it big time.
Good time. So we'll quickly start with it. I mean, what is it you're looking forward to most, do you reckon? Then I can see you're excited for this big fixture. I love that what they've done is Premier League champions versus championship winners. I think it works really nice. Great curtain raiser. What are you most looking forward to then coming up against this Leeds side?
Honestly, I love the tactics of footy, mate, and I'm one of them like who proper nerds out on it. So seeing a Bielsa side, I wanted to see them in the flesh, obviously, and I hope that I get to go back to Ellen Road. I was telling you before, I used to go there when I was in uni to watch Robbie Fowler play his side there, and so I want to go back to Ellen Road, but in this game, I just want to see a Bielsa side up close and personal because I've watched games in the Championship, probably watched 3 or 4, not loads last season, but you know, it's different when it's your team, innit? You know what I mean? And you're seeing them go against Premier League players, and not only Premier League players, the Premier League champions and stuff. So I want to see how you do. I want to know whether you're going to play Rodrigo or you think that Bielsa is going to be like, no, he needs to learn this system. He needs a couple of weeks where he's in there properly and he learns it. So for me, and I want to see Liverpool, mate. I want to see us go out there. Klopp talked about attacking it this season, not defending the Championship, but attacking another one. And I want to see whether that's the case. You know, we've not made signings, we've got the same squad, and can we be as dominant as we were at the beginning of last season, or are we going to see what Liverpool were after the restart? And I don't think we will, to be fair. I do think we'll go out there and we'll play as well as we did towards the beginning of last season. You know, we had an unbelievable start, just winning games every single week, and I want to see more of that, to be honest with you.
Yeah. I mean, I'm really excited to come up against the level of opposition again, you know, the likes of Liverpool and City. That's one thing that really excites me. Of course, we have the needle with the likes of Scum, etc. But these are the games that really excite me, being able to see them up close and personal. And hopefully we'll be in the ground in some capacity when you do come to Ellen Road, because that's what I want, man. I want them big teams back at Ellen Road. You know, you've mentioned, and we did a preview on your channel, you know, a little bit like Liverpool, it's more about the great sum of its parts, you know, the squad, as it were. Is there anyone in particular that you'd look at the Leeds United side that worries you, or you know about at all?
Yeah, I think I know a little bit about Helder Costa. I like him as a player. You know, I know a little bit about Rodrigo. Obviously, he was bouncing around a little bit, wasn't he? A lot of low moves. Did he play for like Bolton or something really early on in his career, like 2010, 2011, something like that? And then I think it was Valencia and Benfica were probably the teams they bounced around and stuff. So, you know, I'm excited to see that. But players-wise, not really, if I'm honest, Joe. And that's more because I recognise that individually those players may go somewhere else after they've ended their Leeds career and not be the same, because it is about the system. It's about how you play together. That super high press, you know, the quick passes, the diamonds in midfield, the knowledge not only of their individual positions but of everyone around them. That's what a great side is. That's what Liverpool have done at times. You know, it's not knowing your position; it's knowing where everyone else is going to be. So that you know you don't need to think about it. Where's that pass? How are they going to interact? How do those forwards get forward and play with the centre forward and stuff like that, the wide forwards. So that's what I'm excited to see, and how we cope with it as well, because, you know, getting nerdy on it, your PPDA last season, passes per defensive action, was the highest in the Championship at like less than 6. That's Manchester City level of pressing. You know, Liverpool's not quite that higher pressure anymore. We were a couple of seasons ago. Like, so how are we going to deal with that? Are we going to be quick-witted enough to know, and will we be able to, you know, play out from those pressing traps that you'll set for us, and will we be able to get in behind? But then will Leeds do what they did last season, where not only can they play this short passing game, but they can go long, and they almost invite teams to go long on them sometimes, knowing that the likes of Ben White last season was their big, strong aerial player where he'd win the ball. So I think Liverpool will attack it in a couple of different ways. I think we'll try and go around the outsides, and we'll use our fullbacks like we always do, Trent Alexander-Arnold whipping balls in. But don't be surprised if Virgil or Fabinho knocks one over the top and challenges a new centre-back pairing at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, just hearing you speak there, mate, you've got me really excited, man. What knowledge is that, mate? Love it. Thank you for that. Yeah, I mean, I am so excited to see how we go up against the likes of Virgil van Dijk, etc. You know, knocking it out from the back, Trent Alexander-Robertson. You know, it'll be interesting to see how we do. But one thing we will be full of is running. You know what I mean? And we will hunt in packs, and hopefully we can catch you on the fly. I know, obviously. Do you think, like, you've only brought in one player as well, the Greek, is it left back?
Yeah, left back, Tsimikas.
I remember I've seen a video of James Milner having a go at him on one of the pre-seasons. Love that.
His debut, he's come off the bench in his debut in a pre-season friendly, and Milner just doesn't give a damn. He's like, no, it's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Absolutely brilliant. Where do you stand on that then? Obviously, you went through a time when you brought in the likes of you know, Virgil van Dijk, you had that great summer. Where do you see yourselves now? Do you think Thiago can be done, or do you think this is it? That's you set?
Look, I'd love Thiago to be done, and I think every Liverpool fan would love Thiago to be done. I'd like another forward. It doesn't look like that's going to happen. I think we need another centre half. Doesn't look like that's going to happen either, to be honest. But you know, Liverpool fans are very split on this, and I think the people that I know are very much. Look, we just trust Jurgen. If Jurgen says we can go in and attack this league with the players that we've got, then like he's won us the World Cup, he's won us the Premier League. We were European champions only a season ago. So you've got to put trust in the man and the manager and his coaching staff and everybody else. But as a fan, you still can't help but think, I just want somebody else. Are we resting on our laurels? Are we taking it too easy? Are we thinking that gap bigger than it is? You know, what if Manchester City have a good season like they did 2 years ago? What if we drop off? You know, you want more. We're greedy, aren't we? I'm greedy. Look at the state of me. You know, I want 2 Premier Leagues. I want 3 Premier Leagues. I want 4 Premier Leagues. You know, so that's what it is. And I think there's a realisation amongst most of the older generation of fans that realise that, you know, we're a well-run football club nowadays. And, you know, much like yourselves 15 years ago, Liverpool 10 years ago were very close to going out of business. And ultimately, I want a football club come the end of this COVID nightmare. And I think I don't think we're in danger or anything like that. But I also, you know, recognise that if we lose between 70 and 200 million over this period, then we don't have billionaire owners in the same way, you know, as a Manchester City, as a Chelsea do. Yes, our owners are wealthy, but we have a strong foundation for a football club, and we need to work to continue that and to continue to grow the profits so that we can invest in the side and the infrastructure of the club. So yes, it'll be disappointing, but ultimately I trust Jurgen Klopp.
Yeah, man, it's so it's like we're so mirrored at the moment, because that's similar for us. You know, we finally got a management team that work really well, and like you said, you know, with Bielsa, he could sign a League Two player tomorrow and he'd have my backing, just for the simple fact that Bielsa signed off on him. Absolutely no one's coming through that door at Leeds United without Bielsa signing off on him. And if that's the case, then I'm totally fine, because I've seen what he can do to individuals. He's, for me, the best coach in world football. He has so many disciples for that fact. Of course, I'm going to say that because he's took Leeds United back to the promised land. How many managers do you know would drop down to the Championship, his level especially, you know, and do what they did? But like you say, as long as you've got a top coach in Klopp and we in Bielsa as well, and if they're happy, then we're happy. So on for the game itself, like it's hard for me to say, because normally in Championship fixtures I'd be saying, who do we need to specifically look out for? I mean, in your side, it's nearly every single individual. But if you were to, you know, go out on a limb, where do you see us winning the game? I guess you do expect to win the game, but how do you see it panning out?
Well, we've had a bit of an up and down pre-season, to be honest with you. Obviously, you know, we lose the Community Shield to Arsenal and stuff like that. But, you know, I've been excited by Minamino, and I don't know whether he'll start. I think we've seen Liverpool play 4-2-3-1 in pre-season a couple of times, and it's been a bit of a surprise. But I think for this game, he'll stick to the 4-3-3 formation that you know, we've done so well in over the years. It'll be the front three. Mane's a danger, mate. He hasn't had the shooting boots on in pre-season, but, you know, come game time, and every time he gets the ball, he's just one of them lads who, excuse me, when he gets the ball, you're almost, if you're in the ground, you get off your seat. Like you're expecting something great to happen, and he's enigmatic and he's dynamic, and you never really know what he's going to do. And I think opposition players struggle with that as well. But Bobby Firmino links it all together, and then Trent Alexander-Arnold, mate, I've not seen a player like him, not a fullback like him. He's just unbelievable. And if he gets into the game, and I'm not sure he will start,
okay,
but if he gets into the game, man, it's going to be tough because he's just so hard to keep contained. Yeah,
it's going to be interesting to see how Bielsa takes that on, because, like you say, on individual level, we're nowhere close in that respect. So it's going to be really interesting to see how that pans out. What I do want to ask you as well, Chris, is on Bobby Firmino, not prolific, but links it all well. Could even, I know it's a slim liken, but you could liken him a little bit to Paddy Bamford in this Leeds United side. Paddy Bamford gets a lot of stick for not scoring a lot of goals, but he links it up so well and brings other players in and just runs all day. Just basically, I think he's that player that Bielsa tells him he probably does everything 100% to what Bielsa asks of him, and that's why he plays so regularly. Where do you stand on that? Like, because you have a similar sort of striker who's not a goal getter as such, didn't score loads last season. Where do you stand on that? Would you prefer them to bring someone in and get someone who's going to get you 20, 30 goals, a la an Aguero, etc.?
I don't know whether Liverpool can, if I'm honest. I think, much like Bamford and what you were explaining there, Firmino's the glue that holds the front three together, and for me, I don't think that Salah and Mane get between 20 and 30 goals a season if they've got someone in the middle hogging those goals. I think there is a ceiling to how many goals a team can score. Now, we're lucky enough and fortunate enough that we've got two lads on the outside who get between 20 and 30 goals every year. Now, that's facilitated by Bobby Firmino, and if Bobby Firmino wasn't doing his job well, we'd have gone out and we'd have signed somebody. But the fact is that clearly, just like what you've said there with Bamford and Bielsa, Bobby's doing what Klopp's asking. Yes, he'd probably like a couple more goals, and he was a bit unlucky at times last season. He scores a Premier League goal dead late at Anfield for his only one and stuff, but he's a great player and he's brilliant to watch, and the team love him, and he gets assists, and you see what he does is work rate to win the ball back. And so for me, there's absolutely no worries with a centre forward who doesn't score loads of goals, as long as the team are winning and scoring loads of goals.
Yeah, 100%. I think there was a lot of that aimed at Leeds United when Rodrigo was signed, because his goal scoring record isn't great. But if you look at his assists across the number of seasons, he was up there with the likes of Messi, etc. And that's no mean feat in the Liga. Do you know what I mean? So I think our striker isn't. I know it sounds mad, but he's not there to score hatfuls like we say. He's there to bring in others. Don't get me wrong, Paddy has missed some gilt-edged chances, and all it takes for him to get one opportunity at Liverpool and him fluff it, and social media goes into meltdown. Do you know what I mean? It's just football, innit? Especially Twitter. But Twitter, I get used to it. I stay away from it when we lose. So
it's not worth it, mate. It's not worth it.
Nah, it's not, is it? So I guess we'll come to a close. But what's your score prediction for the weekend? How do you see it panning out, mate?
I think it's going to be a tough game, to be honest. I think it's going to be one of them where I think Liverpool win it. I'm going to go 2-1 to Liverpool. I don't think it's going to be easy. I think because of the nature of how this season has started and the pre-season games and all that type of stuff, I think we're going to see two sides that probably aren't quite at their best. I don't think you'll see a lot of sides be at their best. Maybe some of the sides that have played late will be closer to match fitness than someone like a Liverpool, maybe a Leeds or something. But so I think it's going to be tough. I think we're going to have to work for it, but I do think we'll have enough to get the 3 points.
Yeah. Maybe Leeds going front end, and then the boys realise they're in a game and come back and win it like 2-1. Like you say, I'm going to go for a score draw. I can never sit here and predict that Leeds United are going to lose, because it's just not in my makeup. I think, you know what I mean? I think we can get something out of everything, especially with Bielsa at the helm. So yeah, score draw. I'll go for 2-2, but I'm so excited, so excited, and it just feels awesome to be back. Thank you so much, Chris, for coming on. Make sure you check out RedmenTV. We will put their links in the description. You'll already know them, though. They're absolutely huge. I mean, nearly, 500,000 subscribers, mate. You know what I mean?
Nearly, mate. It's been a long old slog. 10 years, mate. 10 years we've been on YouTube now. Yeah, so, and in that 10 years, I've never predicted a Liverpool loss either, mate. So I'm exactly with you, Joe. And I know, and we had Roy Hodgson in charge for some of them years, mate. So, like, and, you know, ever the optimist, exactly the same as you, mate. It's been an absolute pleasure. Great to meet you as well.
Thank you. Yeah, no, mate, I was that guy when we were in the Championship. We'd be like 15th with 6 games to go, and I'd be working out, right, if that team lose and that team lose, and we win there, we still might do it. And my mate who I go with, he'd be like, well, yeah, shut up, man, because he's total opposite to me. But yeah, I've got to remain positive. But thank you so much for going on. Make sure you check them out on YouTube. You're probably already following them. But if you're not any Leeds fans, get over there and check them out. And thank you so much for coming on, Chris. Legend, mate. And good luck for the weekend.
I'd tell you the same, but I'd be lying. So enjoy the weekend, but have a terrible 2 hours on Saturday afternoon.
Thanks.